power play, you expect that, but to have been able to do that partnership, to conclude the innings 78 for 7.
For the bowlers, not a lot to cheer, just the 3 wicket takers, maybe the pick of them. Thought might have been Sadia Yusuf, but she didn't get to bowl her 4th and final. But the acceleration from Bryce was what made it so exceptional. Dropped when she was 6 off 8 at another stage of her innings. She was on 32 off 18, but then she just soared to the moon, finishing with 94 off 43. What a knock.
It's going to take some effort for Pakistan if they are going to get a victory in this game. With 192 at a run rate close to 10 and over, it's not going to be easy against the Scotland side that will be filled with confidence, led by a quite brilliant cricketer in Catherine Bryce. Well, the wickets have tumbled.
Yeah, 5 wickets altogether. The first to go was Catherine Fraser. Played nicely for her, 19. I thought that LBW was maybe a little touch and go. Some Scottish fans will have wondered, was it angling down? But Darcy Carter was trapped LBW for 45. Here was the run out. A fantastic throw from Iram Javed in the deep. Direct hit made the decision an easy one. And then also have the run out from another angle. Brilliant throw. Outstanding work. There was the LBW of Megan McCall, who just struggled a bit for her 7 off 8, but then a fantastic partnership. It was worth exactly 80 between Catherine Bryce and Preenaz Chatterjee. Bryce dominated it. It came in 6 overs. It was off the very final delivery. The throw came in, and they didn't want to run the second Chatterjee, but Bryce said we may as well risk it with it being the final ball. She was caught short, run out for 94. It came off 43 deliveries, Henry. 11 fours, 3 sixes. We've been treated to a spectacle in Derby.
So that target for Pakistan after a blitz of runs from Catherine Bryce at the back end of the innings, 192 from 20 overs. It's going to take some performance from Pakistan to chase it down. So, warm-up match between Scotland and Pakistan ahead of the T20 World Cup. And what an innings it's been from Scotland and their captain. Catherine Bryce was given a life on 6. And goodness me, did she take advantage of that. 94 of 43.
2 94s we've had here at Barbados. But what a brilliant innings by Catherine Bryce. Always leading for the front from Scotland. And Carter, lovely little innings there by her as well. It was that partnership right there. 54 of 33 that really set the tone. Followed by some quick wickets, a bit of panic in the Scotland camp. And then the monstrous one, 78 of 37. Scotland 191 for 5 in their 20 overs.
And bowling figures that, well, in the end, let's be perfectly honest, aren't quite as well positive as Pakistan would have liked in terms of the economy rate, but that's largely down to those final few overs that saw that run rate accelerate so quickly. And the story really was the issues in the field, the fumbles, the drops.
They were so good to start with and really just lost their way towards the back end of the innings. And how expensive is that going to be for Pakistan?
Well, Scotland will feel confident. Probably fair to say the conditions are more Kirkcaldy than Karachi. I think they'll feel a little more comfortable maybe with the cold breeze across Derby. Scotland's fixtures in this competition, well, it's a big one at Old Trafford. The opening game against Ireland feels to me like it's a really significant contest in Group B.
Biggest fixture for them will be versus England on 20th of June at Leeds. If you're at Leeds, Headingley, get yourself to Western Terrace and go crazy.
But it can be quite lively, the Western Terrace, I think it's fair to say, on a Saturday. And it's a group that Scotland will look at and think, look, get a couple of wins, we can put some real heat on the likes of England, New Zealand, Sri Lanka. What about Pakistan? Well, there's one fixture we always look out for.
Just getting ready there, Maniba Ali, and there's a fixture. That's the big one there, first fixture versus India at Edgbaston, Birmingham. Always their biggest one. It's going to be interesting for them. It's a tough group for Pakistan. South Africa, Bangladesh, Australia and Netherlands.
But there's a chance for them to go out there, cause an upset, because one of India, South Africa and Australia is not going to qualify. And Pakistan will be thinking, well, don't write us off either.
You just never know. You know, with warm-ups, and there's been so many bilaterals and warm-ups that we've seen in the recent times, but at the end of the day, all that will matter is how you play between 12th of June and 5th of July.
And this is it, isn't it? Sometimes it's very easy to think, well, we know the group, but who would have seen in the last 2 ICC women's events that have seen World Cup victories for a side not Australia? And given their success in recent times, dominance over the last decade, doesn't it tell you a story about how the women's game is becoming so much closer in so many ways? And what a thrill that is. Who knows what the next few weeks are going to bring? What we do know is we've got a Scotland side jubilant after that first innings.
Why would you not? Beaming smiles on their faces. Catherine Bryce just having a little laugh with her team. Uses the free. That is beautiful.
Big win over.
A brilliant shot there by Catherine Bryce, but what an innings that was. It was just pure masterclass of batting, manoeuvring off the field. And no matter how many times you watch her bat, she's always so pleasing to the eye.
Yeah, there were fumbles in there. and absolutely it was not clean from Pakistan in the field, but what we saw was the pressure, relentless. And when you can do that to a fielding unit and they start getting the doubts, it's amazing how quickly you can take advantage. And so there is going to be pressure, particularly on this opening pair, because you just sense a good start is going to be vital. If they're going to chase down a target like 192, you've got to get off quickly to that sort of start that will put a bit of pressure back on Scotland. And that's the joy and the thrill and the momentum of white ball cricket, is at what point you can turn to the opposition and say, right, shoes on the other foot now, how are you coping with the heat?
Yeah, absolutely. Umpires now slowly making their way out to the middle. I'd love to know what, you know, Scotland are talking about in their huddle.
Well, it is cold, in fairness.
Hello, hello, hello. Exactly that, just trying to keep themselves warm. What I'm really excited about is the return of Kirsty Gordon in Scotland colours. Can't wait to see how she will go on this pitch. How in this warm-up game today, she was obviously missing in the last game as she was playing for her county team, the Blaze.
Well, she knows this part of the world very well. She's made the East Midlands of England her home, originally from the northern part of Scotland, and Kirsty Gordon is going to be vital to Scotland's hopes, certainly, no question. She's one of those names you look at in a squad that's got increasing depth, and you think, well, if you see Kirsty Gordon, Abtaha Maqsood, that spin attack, have a good tournament, Rachel Slater as well, absolutely vital. And then the Bryces contributing. There's no reason why Scotland can't have confidence at not just causing upsets, but actually going out there and making a real impact in this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I've said it time and time again over the last few days. But they're really going to be the underdogs in that group. Someone that might just creep up and surprise you every now and then. Brilliant lineup, and Catherine Fraser will be the bowler opening up.
Experienced player. There's experience at the top of the order as well for Pakistan. Gulfarosa, whose average may not be great, but alongside Manibur Ali, duo that can get off to a good start, and that is a good start. Lovely shot to kick things off.
They needed a good start, and that is how you do it. Gulfarosa, an aggressive batter, it was there, and she loves that sweep. Off the mark with the boundary.
He's had a good year as well. A couple of hundreds in the ODIs against Zimbabwe. That's a really nice way to start the innings.
They clearly have some clear plans here against each batter. Bit of change in field now. Left-hander Manibur Ali is on strike. Deep square leg goes back and long off in place.
Well, Manibur will be thinking about that offside where the field is up. It's well bowled from Fraser, who took 3 foot in the previous warm-up. But this opening pair, they also played nicely in their previous match. 36 off 21 for Manibur Ali at the top of the order. And also the left-hand, right-hand combination, always useful.
Fraser was amazing against Netherlands with the ball. Very well dug out. Kind of a swinging in the air there from Fraser, but she was so good against Netherlands with her line, her length.
The key for Pakistan is momentum but patience, and it sounds like a little bit of a contradiction, but that's a decent start to the innings. 7 without loss after 1.
A little bit closer. Yeah, center. Yeah, let's start. Coming left arm over.
Well, there's been a lot of turnover from the Pakistan squad since the last tournament in 2024. You look at 5 debutants in the squad, and Sidra Amin, Sadaf Shammas, Amoma Sahel, big names, have all failed to make it to this squad. Nida Dar similarly, vastly experienced players, but it does show the depth and talent that's coming through with this Pakistan side, and it's exciting to see, isn't it? Because you want to see these players that will be coming through and being the names of the future.
Left arm over.
Yeah, absolutely. And a few changes from the 50-over campaign, but that was some disappointing one for them.
It's nicely bowled from Slater. Wicket to wicket, no room for Maniba to do anything with.
Slater is someone who's been part of the team for a long experience. 30 wickets to her name, 3 pulls, a decent economy of just under 7s. Swings the ball away from the left-hander.
Well, could be a chance. Ooh, this is a question. Do you go for the catch? Do you try and stop the boundary? Ultimately, you want to protect a trip from the dentist, but that Stowe outfield prevents 4 runs. Commitment to the cause in the field.
Yeah, a bit of a knee slide from Carter. Thought about it, then decided to just try and stop the ball. Difficult ones, but a good chase from Gordon. Limit to 2.
Oh, it's dropped. It was hit hard, and it went very, very firmly towards Abdul Maqsood, but she'll be frustrated there because that was an opportunity.
Yeah, hit firmly. She had 2 hands to it. Second chance she thought about it, but was well out of the reach. Should have been taken. She'll look at her hands like, what's happened there, but that was a catch she should have taken.
Well, that'll be wide. And again, we mentioned the left-hand, right-hand combination. That's why it can be so valuable, particularly in limited overs cricket, where a few wides, a few extras can really build up. If you can keep that angle just a little bit trickier for the bowler, it can be quite useful. Ooh, messy, very messy.
It's a bit of a chase on, slide, and Chloe Abel does a good job. Eventually, will come back for a couple. Wide signalled by the umpire. Just shows the carry really not there. Nasty bounce for Sarah Bryce. But yeah, it was a good chase there by Abel. Long way down for her.
Good fielding. I'd say willing and able. Smacked towards deep mid-wicket. That is going to be a part of the ground that we're going to see targeted a lot by Maniba.
Got a clear plan against Maniba Ali. There's 2 out on the leg side. Going into the pitch, she loves to play that pull shot. Going for a split field to Gulfarosa. Deep cover and a deep backward square leg.
Well, that sounded good off the bat, but I'm not sure it's got the distance. And having played such a wonderful innings, Catherine Bryce takes the catch for the first wicket.
Where's the Catherine Bryce show? You can't keep her out of action, can you? Goal for Rosa. Skips down the track, sounded good, but catch toe end of the bat. And a really well judged catch in the end there by Catherine Bryce. Goal for Rosa, has to depart. She goes for 7, Pakistan 17 for 1.
Coming round to you.
So Sarah Devine comes to the middle. With a wicket having fallen at the end of the second over.
Flat. 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 Sorry, can you go more like mid-pitch?
And as if she's not done enough today, Catherine Bryce.
Well, she didn't bowl in the last warm-up fixture against the Netherlands, looking to get back into rhythm with the ball, as she has done with the bat.
I assume when we see the team depart the ground, she'll be pulling into the driver's seat of the coach as well.
Yeah, I mean, I am surprised she doesn't drive in the first place. You know, she does everything for this team.
It's not a particularly elegant shot. It brings just one.
This is the matchup that I'll be really interested to see. Catherine Bryce, big in-swing. Would Jabeen look to hit her across the line? 2 fielders out on the leg side. Quite square.
Tailing in towards the right hander. That's good sharp work from the non-striker's end. Just keeping that scoreboard ticking over. You're not finding the boundaries, just make sure things keep moving forward. Hit that is. Have some of that.
Oh, Catherine Bryce getting the taste of her own medicine, isn't she?
Yes, here, Catherine.
What a shot by Muniba Ali. It wasn't as short, but she pounces on that back foot. And the crunch of the bat was brilliant. It's that bottom hand grip that she's got. She holds the bat quite low down, enabling her to sort of use those wrists to break at the last moment.
Wonderful sound. It's a little more delicate. Let's see that 6. Look at this off the bat. Boom. That's a good sound as well, but there's a fielder in the deep, and so that is Bryce concluding the over, 27 for 1.
A little bit. Yeah, legs down. Coming left arm over to you.
So many ways of watching this. The biggest women's T20 World Cup in history, wherever you might be, right around the world. Nice shape in towards the right-hander. Really moving quite sharply in.
And that's what she does. She jagged that one back in. Beautiful seam position by Rachel Slater. She should have caught that. It was a bit lethargic with the effort. Just throwing a hand there. You know, the ones, like you say, in the nets don't... In a game, but it is a game.
I know what you mean. I'm trying to process it. I heard words and meaning.
I'd like to... This is what she's really good at, though, Rachel Slater. Keep it. Just making a little bit of movements. Sarah Bryce telling Midon to go slightly rounder. Just the amount of movement she's getting.
Could be another chance of a catch, this. Guess who?
It's a game that we love. It's the bus driver, Bryce, and Scotland now all over Pakistan.
A very similar dismissal. Ball sailing into the Derbyshire sky, swirling up there, safely in.
Once again, probably looking to go over mid-on. Probably not that quite to pull, and Sarah Jabin departs for just one. Pakistan now 27 for 2.
So 192 the target, and look at that name, top left. Catherine Bryce, 94 off 43, dropped on 6. And goodness, didn't she take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah, Nashra Sandhu, I believe, was the bowler. A simple regulation caught on bowl chance. Should have been taken. And new batter at the crease, Aisha Zafar, striking at just 100. Average, not as impressive, but should be looking to make a mark in this game.
The rarity of a T20 International 100 in there, though. And that is the sort of crunching drive that will bring runs if you can pierce that infield.
Lovely shot, just leans into that one. Can't quite find the gap, but that's okay. Bit of confidence for her.
But with confidence and understandably, it's been unquestionably the best year of her career. Played a lot of cricket, more than 60 T20 internationals, but again, that Zimbabwe series earlier in the year scored a lot of runs, including that 100. And it just feels that at the right time, Pakistan have got some big players that are in good form. Chance of a wicket maiden here. Won't be that, but it is just one. 28 for 2.
Play the centre. That's leg.
Well, this tournament underway on Friday. Wherever you may be, ICC.tv will be available for you to follow the action. Yep, straight, given, gone. Third wicket falls.
Pakistan in real trouble. Catherine Fraser comes back into the attack. Picks up a wicket off the first delivery of her second over. Full straight. And that's as dead as you like. No hesitation to lift that finger up from... And she departs for one. Pakistan now 28 for 3.
Javed comes to the middle with Pakistan in trouble.
It's given a bit of Karan Pollard-esque, West Indian way to mark your guard, get the bail and stomp it in the ground.
That's a nice way to start. That is 4 valuable runs. They need to get going now, Pakistan, because 3 wickets down in the power play is always problematic, particularly when you've only got a few runs on the board, but that's a lovely shot.
First ball, brilliant way to get off the mark. It's always good to put the pressure back onto the bowler. Catherine Fraser picks the wicket off first over, and then she has a boundary.
Another good drive, but it's stopped by the tumbling Bryce. There was a confidence in the way that that bail was hammered in. I quite liked it.
She means business. I'm here, ready to make it count.
Well, that was almost a marvellous moment where ready to make it count would be counting to 4 and then walking back to the dressing room, Sachi. But
almost the double C.
sounded good off the bat. Down the ground. It's a lovely piece of fielding, though, from Carter.
That sounded good off the bat. Really looked like it was going to be boundary, and then Carter just nonchalantly sticks her left hand out. She's like, thank you very much, I'll keep that to a 1.
Change of angle. Still not the opportunity for a boundary. Well, just for a moment it was nervy. 5 overs gone. Have a change in the commentary box with a score 34 for 3.
Sorry.
I've been on it. I said I'd commit to that, so. Darth, please. And then Fraser and slot in here. Can you do cow, please, Megs, and then abs? Yeah, jump, please, on the jump, square in. Yeah,
Looks pretty chilled in that Scotland dugout at the moment. They are well on top in this game, guided masterfully by their captain, Catherine Bryce, and Kirsty Gordon back into the side today. Wasn't playing the other day. She was off playing domestic cricket for her county, the Blaze. The former England international back to Scotland. And what an addition to this Scottish side. Starts with a full toss. So interestingly, she actually captains that side, the Blaze, and it's a team Catherine Bryce also plays in. So then they come into the Scotland side and they rotate. But I think that's a great thing. They're really good friends. You know, they live together. They play a lot of golf together. So they've, you know, always got someone to rely on. And I've heard an interview with her beforehand. She said, you know, if Catherine needs anything from me, I can help her out. Otherwise, I'll step back. This is her team.
Left arm round to you. Okay.
Yes, you first.
Great use of the feet. Not quite got the full connection, but a little bit of intent here from Iram, taking on the spinner.
Yes, girls.
Through the hands, bursts through the hands of Abtaha Maqsood. And that could easily have been 4 down, Lenny.
Yeah, 2 drops now. Both Maqsood. Both came very swiftly to her, but both were at a nice catchable height. We'll get one more look at this in a moment, and what you'll see here is the difficulty of this second chance was, should the hands have gone high or should they have gone low? She got kind of caught with them going sideways. I think maybe if the 2 fingers had pointed to the sky, it might have been held on to.
Protection out in the deep for that shot.
Certainly Pakistan continuing to attack. We saw that 3 days ago. This has come swiftly, but if you get those 2 hands pointing upwards, I think that's going to be a comfortable catch. Problem was, it came rising towards her, so the initial movement of the hands was what caught Maqsood short. Second drop for Scotland.
And it's through. That should be 4. The ball just slowing up, but it's got enough. Gordon getting a bit of tap in her first over.
Again, a misfield. Amazing, the butterfly or the domino effect that you get from errors in the field. We saw it in the first innings. Pakistan, multiplicity of drops going down, misfields, and we just saw how incredibly costly they were. The same for Scotland now.
Great use of the feet, inside out, and teasing Maqsood. 2 off the final ball of the over. So that brings the power play to a close. 6 gone, 45 for 3. And with that, they're going to have drinks. So, drinks break and the power play coming to a close, and Scotland very much in the driving seat here in Derby for this second round of warm-up games ahead of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup in just a couple of days now. Pakistan needing 147 still. It's a tough, tough ask. It's a tall order. Maniba and Iram out there in the middle. You can just see on the shirts the blustery wind. There's clouds overhead, and if you look to the left, it's a beautiful summer's day. And I'm just going to pretend that I can't look over to the right because the clouds, well, dark is an understatement. So Abel coming into the attack, gone full zinc across the nose. She's expecting sunshine, but maybe it's just the contrast to Scotland. Sat up and there to be hit. Should just be a single to open the over.
Change in the fielding conditions now. 4 fielders laid outside that 25-yard circle as Chloe Abel with that tall, languid action built in Australia, honed up here in Scotland. Could be very, very useful throughout the campaign. Group B coming up.
In the air, taken. Excellent grab from Fraser. Leapt like a salmon and plucked it from the sky.
Brilliant bowling. 6 foot 2 inches in height and extracting that extra bounce. And you can see Iram just not used to it at all. Comes up, hits about the shoulder of the bat. Well judged catch at backward point. And well, Scotland have been superb, haven't they? Fraser, the one who holds on elegantly. Another one falls. Javed gone for 14. It's 46 for 4.
Captain Fatima Sana coming out to the middle, pushed up the order today. So 40 innings, the best of 90, and 2 50s to her name, one of those in just 15 balls against Zimbabwe a couple of weeks ago. So in good form with the bat, and they need her to come to the party here because they're in all sorts of trouble now, Pakistan. That one slipped out of the hand. I think she might have just got away with it on height.
Look at the extra bounce. Again, not something you would get a huge amount of in Pakistan. Domestic game back home, the surfaces as well, not quite as conducive. But that additional height, and you think about the release point, 6 foot 2 inches, probably coming down from about 8 foot from Abel.
Through the gap, that's going to